Hello everyone, welcome back. This is RandoGEEK. I have an article coming from the T-Mobile report, which I will link down below in the description for you if you would like to check it out on your own. Now, according to this article, we should be cautious here. Not entirely everything in this article is factual yet. It's more of just speculation through word of mouth, friends, and I guess acquaintances of people in the industry that are close to the writers, I guess, at the T-Mobile report. So according to this article, T-Mobile has something brewing, and apparently it's not good. T-Mobile has been going through a number of changes over the last year, more frequently within the last 6 months, I would say. Roughly around the holidays, we've been seeing more changes with T-Mobile through their home internet. You know, a lot of terms and conditions have been updated, prices have been changed, price lock removed. Caps have been put on data. There's a bunch of things that have been taking place, and not necessarily anything good for the consumers, but could be beneficial for the company, T-Mobile, in the long run, and maybe could start to benefit customers again. As of right now, it's more of a letdown for consumers because anytime prices go up and you're not really getting anything additional for it, it's not a good thing. We're not really seeing anything new coming to the service. To be precise, we're seeing prices go up. And to be clear, this is just a normal thing now for businesses in 2024. They're going to use excuses, any excuse, to pretty much capitalize, raise prices for consumers for roughly around the same amount of service. Maybe they'll tweak it just a bit. And then us as consumers, we got to figure out whether or not we want to pay for it if we think it's worth it. Many customers are finding that it's not worth it, and they're looking for cheaper alternatives. They're going to MVNOs. MVNOs are pretty much worth its weight in gold right now. So the idea here is T-Mobile has changes going on in the back that we're not yet aware of. Apparently, as of Monday, May 20th, there have been multiple signs of a big change coming to T-Mobile customers. They're saying, firstly, employees at stores across the country, as well as customer support, have apparently been told to increase staffing through Friday. Okay. They're saying that the company is even approving full overtime for some of these locations. So, according to the article, they consider this to be highly likely in terms of accuracy 3+ sources. Secondly, they're reporting that customer support was recently retrained specifically on customer retention. This would indicate they're saying that T-Mobile soon expects high volume of customers calling in to cancel services. We consider this to be highly likely accurate as well, 3+ sources. And lastly, they're told that in all locations, a store manager or higher rank must be present for a full 8 hours each day through Friday. Looks like managers aren't necessarily required for account management, but it's likely this is for there to be someone in store to handle an influx of angry customers. We consider this moderately like 2 sources. So what does this mean? According to the article, there's 2 possibilities. The first one could be that the legacy plans for existing customers are getting a price increase. This would be expected to happen at some point and bolstered by vague statements, apparently by Peter Osvaldik, the executive vice president and chief financial officer at T-Mobile. Apparently, he made comments during a media, internet, and communications conference that are relevant segment, which there's something down here below, which you guys can watch. There's a clip that I'll link for you in the article. You guys can watch that. I didn't do the screen share, but you guys can check that out on your own when you have some time. So they're saying, as for now, much of the increase will be, or which plans to be affected, no one knows yet. So we don't know exactly if they do raise prices on OG accounts. We don't know which ones. Most likely it'll be the one plan, old school Magenta plans, which has been removed from the website, and probably some other ones as well. The Essentials plan could be a target. So that's another thing. They're saying the second possibility is that the home internet geofencing enforcement could be going live. which we were supposedly supposed to put back on a shelf for a little while, right? They were gonna take a break on that and not necessarily do that. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if that many customers would be irate about not being able to transfer, or take the device with them from place to place. Many of you didn't seem concerned about it when I did my videos. I spoke on it in on two different occasions, two different videos touching it. And most of you felt like T-Mobile was doing the right thing by capping it and not allowing people to just take advantage of it and moving it around. You feel that the enforcement of that rule would be proper because it is home internet, and that if you want to be able to make it a portable solution, you can pay more, which T-Mobile is now offering the 2 new plans, which allow you to pay more and basically take advantage of that deal and move it around a little bit. Otherwise, the basic plan, it's just for the house, nothing more, nothing less. So I don't think it's that. I think we're probably looking at a price lock removal. I think T-Mobile is probably going to take it roughly to the OG accounts. And basically, there's no other way to put it but T-Mobile backstabbing their OG clients. I mean, think about it like this. If you've been on a plan since before 2010, maybe you've been on a plan with them that long, early 2000s, and you've been on that same plan, you've been paying a good deal before the real high, that real height of T-Mobile success, which came, around 2010 after? Is this when T-Mobile really started popping off? We know with the the BlackBerry and the Moto phones, the Motorola Razr phones, that they were they were getting some good success. There was a lot of customers were taking advantage of the phones, starting to recognize T-Mobile as an affordable carrier, and they were hot. We had major celebrities promoting them, Kim Kardashian, we had Paris Hilton at the time. So T-Mobile was getting a real good amount of success early on. But I would say 2010 plus is when they really started to be considered a serious company. And T-Mobile did things that no other carrier did. They became the Uncarrier. They gave, competitive prices, which gave AT&T and Verizon a run for their money. And they gained a great amount of success doing that. They gained a lot of customers by doing this, by being different, by offering more for less. But here's what's happening. T-Mobile has clearly been urging for a change. They're looking to change their reputation. They're sick of being considered Uncarrier, it looks like. They want to be considered a carrier now. They want to be taken more serious. I think they've realized they sold themselves short a long time ago, and it affected where their profits could be today. Perhaps. We don't know that for sure, but this is the mentality here. Consumers that follow the news, as I've said before, feel T-Mobile did this to themselves early on. They sold themselves short. They skimmed too much, and therefore they lost a lot of money. Ultimately, they could have been worth a lot more. They could have been a stronger, more, taken more serious type of company. But then you have to consider whether or not the service is even worth paying so much. So that's another thing. You can raise prices all you want, but if consumers don't feel you're the worthy enough carrier for it, if you're not reliable enough for it, will they pay it? So I think that's what's going on here. I think we're probably going to hear about the OG plans seeing a price increase. And here's the thing, guys. I get it. T-Mobile wants to be taken serious. They should just stop calling themselves the Uncarrier now at this point, because that's basically that's what they want to do anyway. And like I said, it's only a matter of time before they will do that, because they're trying to compete with AT&T and Verizon. And I think they want the customers that trust AT&T and Verizon, that consider them the more serious company. They want that reputation now. They don't want to be the fun carrier anymore. They want to be taken serious. They want high investments. They want all of the companies and businesses and entrepreneurs that rely on the other two carriers, AT&T, Verizon, to see them as an attractive package. And they're trying to do something like that by raising prices, making themselves look more serious. Now that they're starting to get a little bit more reliable in rural communities. They probably feel like they're worth more, so they want to charge more and they want to be taken more serious. And that's fine. That's all good. My thing is this. You can raise prices. No one can stop you. I don't own T-Mobile. We don't own T-Mobile. We can't tell them what to do. That doesn't mean we have to accept it. We don't have to pay these prices. We can leave. We can go to other carriers, even if it's MVNOs, which is highly likely going to happen. Customers that decide that they want to leave T-Mobile are most likely going to look for the cheapest alternative, and they're going to find out with MVNOs. Now, before I get into the problem with that, is that, all right, you want to raise prices? Fine. Do it to the new customers. New plans only. New customers. If you have customers that have been with you, loyal customers that have been paying on time, have been with you for 10 plus years, why in 2024, with all that's going on, with, unemployment rates skyrocketing high, I don't care if they say that unemployment rates have decreased or not. We know that that's a lie. We see it all the time. I mean, everywhere you go, there's people just sitting around all day. They can't be working, So either way, whatever. I don't, that's not my area of expertise to talk about all that. But what I'm saying is, with everything going on, why would you choose to take away the deals that your loyal customers have? Respect the customers that have been loyal and paying for all those years, and just do it to the new customers, the new plans. Raise prices on the new plans. This way, if you're coming in, you pay more for those plans. If you've been discounting these plans for 10 plus years, you can't, that's kind of cruel. And that should be considered unlawful, and the FCC should step in and say no, that you can't do that. You have to close the account. Then just don't offer the service at all. Don't even raise prices. Just close it. Get rid of the whole entire plan altogether then, and that's it. I don't know. It could be a small price of only $1, $2, $3. It may not be a lot. It may just be a way for T-Mobile to kind of offer a discount at a cheap price because they're going to get really expensive on the new ones. So maybe in the long run, it's not such a bad deal. We'll see what the price increase is. Most likely it won't be too much. So some of you may consider it as a discount anyway, being that everything is just going up. And in that point, and when looking at it that way, you're correct. Maybe I'm not going to go hard at T-Mobile with this, but I don't know. I feel do it to the new plans. I don't see why you have to touch the old plans at all. Make enough money off the new plans. Reprice the new plans so that you don't have to touch the old plans to make money. Leave the old accounts alone. They're getting old benefits. They're comfortable with those old benefits. Why can't they just leave it? I don't think T-Mobile needs to raise prices on those plans to continue to offer that service. I could be wrong. I don't think so. I think they want to, because I think they're looking for every little possible corner of the room. They're looking in every possible corner of the room to find a way to make more money. That's how serious T-Mobile is taking this now. They want to be paid for whatever service they offer, and that is it. They're not playing around anymore. And I don't know if it will work, to be honest. It'll be very interesting to see how many customers tolerate it, stay with T-Mobile, have faith in the service enough that they'll stay and pay for what T-Mobile asks them to pay. Are there, that's the real test of loyalty to T-Mobile's customers. How many customers find that the service is just that good that they're willing to pay $5, $10 more a month for the same service? It could be less. I don't know. And then, with the new prices that are probably going to come along and go up too, so it'd be very interesting to see how many customers T-Mobile retains. And that is why they have all these, customer service being trained, because there's going to be a lot of upset customers that are on those OG plans that are not financially in a good position. This is what I'm talking about. 2024, not the best time to start going up on all these prices, especially so drastically. T-Mobile's doing it drastic. They're going up on everything. They're having a complete overhaul of pricing. And they're not easing into it. They're just like, we're redoing this, and this is it. And I guess they don't care if customers leave or not. They feel we'll get new ones. That's the attitude. So let's say you do go to MVNOs, though. Back to that. Let's say we go back to the part where I'm talking about customers leaving and going to MVNOs. The issue that's going to happen with this is that T-Mobile is buying all the MVNOs. So there's not, and they're very smart about this. Think about it. They've basically made it so customers have nowhere to go. If you want T-Mobile service, you have to use T-Mobile one way or another. If you use Mint, it's now T-Mobile. If you use Metro, it's now T-Mobile. See, very smart game they're playing, and they're basically pigeonholing consumers into a corner. So if you only have good T-Mobile service in your town or city for whatever reason, and you have to use them, you have to go with them. There's not enough MVNOs around. Now, we still have Simple Mobile. There's a few other ones that I just can't think of at the top of my head. There's plenty, but those are really, we're starting to get to the real sludge at the bottom of the barrel with those services. Really slow, throttled, considered too expensive for what you get. The value is not there. So, T-Mobile's playing it smart, and the FCC is just going along with it. It's basically a monopoly here. Now, I don't understand why the FCC hasn't considered this, and I think that's what AT&T and Verizon talk about. It's like it's bad for competition. Think about it. T-Mobile is literally in the process of pigeonholing customers that want T-Mobile service or only get good T-Mobile service in their area. As far as maybe that, like I said, AT&T and Verizon aren't good there for whatever reason. Think about it. We only have 3 major carriers left. Dish, unfortunately, was a failure. They tried. Service is good. A lot of financial mistakes there. Will someone come and save them? I don't know. What's most likely going to happen with Dish is if they sell, they go bankrupt, spectrum gets divided between the other carriers. We still only have 3 carriers. I don't think anyone will come and take over Dish. It would be, they could try to just buy the wireless side. That would be smart. Who would buy them? What company, could a cable company come and do it? Could Comcast or Spectrum get involved and maybe, build up a wireless, service like that? Maybe. That's an alternative. That'd be something cool. We'd be blindsided by that, and that would actually be good. Someone different. So we have competition, and it's not just the 3 big carriers. We need a 4th option because, quite frankly, people are getting sick of dealing with the 3. The business aspects of how things are being run is a major turnoff for many people. The way T-Mobile's been doing things, a lot of consumers are not happy with it. They don't like it. And it's good to have options. And that's what was good about MVNOs. But now when we have the carriers taking everything over and buying out all these MVNOs, like I said, there's not going to be any choices. You won't even have MVNOs. Soon enough, we're going to have the 3 carriers, and that's it. And, I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. I think many of you will agree that, the options are good. Whether or not you like Verizon, of course, the service is good. But what if you get sick of the pricing? What if they start raising their prices aggressively to where you can't afford it? And that's the only service that works for you in your area. And now you have no other choices. And that would have been fine 20 years ago. But in 2024, when we've gotten used to having all these different options and other alternatives, we don't want to go back to that type of lifestyle. We want the freedom of choosing what kind of carrier we can go to. So, yeah, that's the thing here with this. I'm not against T-Mobile raising prices. Not if it's beneficial. I think that in order for it to be successful, they're going to have to make the plans worth it. Otherwise, customers will leave. And luckily, most cities and towns have at least one other carrier that will work at least halfway decent for them. Most likely, they can jump on AT&T or Verizon, which will probably be considered cheaper now at this point in time, and maybe even more reliable for them. even if it's not reliable in their exact like home, it may be more reliable overall. So you might have to do the Wi-Fi thing in the house. And then, when you step out the house, you can go to other options. Your service will work in other places. So that's all I have here for you. Feel free to comment down below. A lot can be said about this. It's going to be an interesting ride for T-Mobile. A lot going on here with them. And again, if Dish sells, T-Mobile's going to want some of that spectrum, giving T-Mobile even more power, because most likely they'll be allowed to buy some of it. If it's split up, they'll get access. Why not? They can all get access. T-Mobile looks like, they're getting the money from somewhere. Those of you that are saying T-Mobile has no money, they're getting the money from somewhere. That money is coming to them. They're able to buy companies. So we can't say that they don't have money. And I think that they've realized that they can make a lot more money by trying to represent themselves as a more professional style company so that investors take them more serious, put their money on T-Mobile as where it was already on AT&T and Verizon. Maybe they pull some of their investments out of the other two and put it on T-Mobile. Let T-Mobile have the ride this time around. So it's going to be really interesting to see at the end of the year how T-Mobile reports, what their earnings are, what their customer retention is, how many customers walk away because of all this. And we just got to keep watching the site to see when they drop new plans. Because I'm curious if they're going to revise Magenta, bring it back, more expensive version. Maybe not. Maybe they're just going to, like I said, raise the prices on the OG accounts that still have it. We'll see. Nobody knows. But we'll keep our eyes open. As always, thank you guys for stopping by and watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.